I came back from Japan with a lot of art supplies, but this isn't a review. These are tools that you genuinely can't find in the US. I just want to share with you why each of these caught my attention as a working artist. Testing will come later. This video specifically is going to be around curiosity, access, and intent. Okay, ready? So I haven't used most of these things yet, except for 2 of these right here, because I just couldn't stop myself from using it when I was in the airplane. But otherwise, I haven't used it. I don't want to pretend I know how something behaves or works without using them. Today is about why I chose them and no verdicts, okay? So first off, I want to share the painting tools that I got. These 2 are the Menso brushes. So this is the Kosen XL. So these are Namura paint brushes. So specifically what I was looking for was synthetic brushes because I'm trying to shift myself away from using animal hair, and a lot of the Menso, like Japanese paint brushes, are basically made from sable or this specific type of animal, itachi. And basically you have to kill one whole animal to get it, because if you shave off the hair, it doesn't really have a fine point, which is very, yeah, so I'm not going to go into it, but I was looking for a very good synthetic brushes, and this is from Namura, and it says Menso Fude, a Menso brush, and this is Kosen, and this is Taisei, and this one is XS, and this one is L. They're quite expensive, like for Japanese standards. This one is 2,700 yen, and this one is 3,630. Yeah, it's heavy, so then it's quite stable to use, is what it says. So I'm going to open these up, see how that goes. All these things were bought mostly in 2 places, except for this one and a few others. But the art supplies I got from Kawachi, which I like. It's in Osaka. Osaka City is where I grew up, and it's the 2nd largest city. Everybody tends to go to Tokyo, but I swear the food, like Osaka is known for the best food in Japan. So please go for a visit. So that's Taisei and that's Kosen. They feel quite heavy. They're very pretty. Yeah, quite heavy, I would say. So I will be not testing them today. I'm always looking for good brushes. Since I will be getting into making quite a big portrait as well, I want to test out the small ones and gradually work my way up. Maybe even if these 2 feel kind of like, oh, they're pretty good, I might even get their bigger brushes. And the next one is Masking Fude, same by Namura. And this is like about 650 yen. I think roughly $5 or so. But it's a brush for masking fluids. I was like, what? I've never heard of that before. Usually I just pick out some old brushes and just use that as a way to go around using masking fluid, but they specifically said this is for masking fluid. So I want to, whoa, really hard. Okay. Well, I guess it's the glue that it has on, but I want to try to test these out, see how it goes. And then the next paint brush is again by Namura, but this is again synthetic, but I don't have this big size, so I was very curious to use Namura, from small tiny fine brushes to masking fluid brushes to this huge one, because I don't have this size. I have a 2-inch one. Let's just compare it with the biggest brush that I have currently. So this is the 2-inch brush that I have. This is a synthetic sable from Winsor & Newton, and look at that compared to this. It's like double. I guess that's like almost like a 4-inch brush, but I definitely need like different size brushes, and just imagine the amount of paint you can cover up. Man, that's gonna feel lovely. So these are new colors I've never seen before. I was like, what are these? Who makes them? Yeah, what makes them special? I was so curious about these, but basically they are made by Kusakabe. They have been around for ages, like Holbein, but Holbein was first and then Kusakabe came later. So they are well known in Japan with art supplies and all kinds of paints, not just watercolor. And they've made this series. Basically, they include the charcoal inside and created like added pigments of different colors. And I was just in love with the samples that they had. It was just beautiful. I had to get them. And then I took them to the cashier and I was like, I've never seen this before. And they were like, it just arrived yesterday. So I was like, yes. So I'm very interested in painting portraits with these, like in just monochrome. I think it'll look beautiful. So I'm very excited about that. And if you see my Japan art haul from a year ago, because I go back to Japan on a yearly basis, I got the Holbein the granulating series and I just enjoyed using them, so I got more. So I got the Shoebill Blue Gray, the Rainy Night Moon Black, the Moonlight Blue, as well as the Echinops Green Gray. So these are all colors that I definitely would be using. I use just cool colors in general more, so I got those. Now, I also got this masking tape. I have masking tapes before from Japan and I really loved using them. They don't scrape off some of those paper when you pull them out. And I had good experiences with them, so I just got it again. I like really having different size tapes because these are really thin and I like using them for specific areas to have a clean, crisp edge on the side sometimes. And swatching watercolors to test them out as a light fast test that I'm doing right here. So these come in handy. So I just got one and I'll be getting into these. Now these are super exciting. Now that I have like probably over 250 or almost 300 pigments, now I'm looking into more mediums to use, but because it just interests the heck out of me and I'm ready to like test these out. So this multi-sizing, so it says, こんな紙も水彩紙に? So what it means is, what? This kind of paper can become like a watercolor paper? So that's what it means. And I never knew what it meant by size and sizing a paper and so forth. I want to be testing that and apply it on just regular paper and see how much it becomes like a watercolor paper. The watercolor medium, this one, it says that the colors last more and it has more transparency. So I'm curious to check how that goes. And this one is gum arabic. There's some pigments like Prussian blue, or I have a couple of others. I forgot what the colors were, but that kind of like get very, how do I say, grainy and cracking and just spreads across and doesn't kind of like doesn't solidify sometimes. So I kind of want to see how that goes. And also by using this, we can also just get pigments and mix it and then it'll become a watercolor paint. So interested in using that as well. This one is one of the most expensive things that I've got in this trip. It's sumi, but it's colored sumi. So this one is silver. So these were like 4,000 yen. So that's, I don't know. So look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So basically how you use these, I guess you call it saiboku, I guess. But this one is gold color. They had another gold color, but I just like this gold better. So how do you use it? Basically, you'll need a suzuri. You grind these blocks onto this, which is like a porcelain, but it has a bit, see, that's a suzuri. I don't know what you call it in English, but there's like it's a matte feel in the middle and these are all glossy around, but here you can grind these blocks onto it, so it gets out the color out. You mix in a bit of water, of course, and then you grind it and then you'll use that to paint. And you can mix these with, say, these colors, or you can mix it with this one, which I got, which is a saiboku. I got the color beni, a classic red color, so I'll be using that too. I thought these all would be great for painting with other watercolors, and even this one to kind of sign my paintings off with using this red would be a very classic way. I do have a Skillshare class where I go into signing your name using red watercolor and then using Chinese characters to write your name. I don't know if you saw these ads recently, but they have ads of like this kind of like roll where children paint on it with water with their brush, and it'll pop out and then it'll disappear, and then you can repeat using this paper over and over, kind of practicing calligraphy or whatnot with water, and then it'll disappear eventually, and just you can just get into that cycle of like painting and then dries, painting and dries. So I got this. I thought it was wonderful because sometimes I just want that calligraphy stroke and just like be playful with things and see what works, and then I can go into the actual calligraphy painting. And I'm getting this feel that I want to kind of up my game with my calligraphy writing in Japanese. So I also bought Japanese paper for calligraphy, and it just looks like washi, and I'm very interested in just using this to see how it goes. I did a video around Georgia O'Keeffe, like studies of her, and she apparently used Japanese really delicate papers that created this very vibrant look with the staining saturated colors. So I want to see how that goes. So this will be a great experiment for me to do. Okay, so now we're getting into more of the stationery side of things. So this just stopped my tracks when I saw it. So I bought this at Loft. There's this store called Loft which just sells so many stuff. We kind of stopped by Tokyo. Osaka has it too. I don't know what it's called, but basically it's wax, you know, to seal your package. So with my commission portraits, I kind of like go into this whole thing of wrapping the paintings and I seal them with wax. And that's why hence I got this, which was 200 yen. That's like less, probably about $1, I think, but at 100 yen shop, which is not 100 yen anymore. But I got this so because I realized I didn't have it. I used to just use like a lighter to light it up, which is not so safe, I guess. So this one I can just put this on top, put a candle on the bottom and start heating it up, and then I'll put these wax inside. Now look at these colors, they're so pretty. I had to get them. I was like, what? Look at how fun that is. Look at those colors. Can you see how twinkly they are? So anybody who commissions some paintings, you'll be getting that, yeah, sealed, your painting sealed with this. This is just a regular notebook that I got for a neighbor who's been looking after our house. She's an artist herself, so I'll be giving this as a gift. I thought it'll be nice. It says Nippon and it's like a dotted notebook. I got these kuretake fusen, which is basically like a water brush, but it has the ink inside, and this will be gold and this will be silver, and it's used for more like writing, a calligraphy style for like postcards that go out, like New Year's postcards. I thought it'll be a great idea to include some flowers on some works in my sketchbook, not necessarily for paintings because I don't think they're archival. And then this one was so cute, I had to get it. So it says join dots. It's like basically a pen, but it comes in 3 different colors. So this is milky pink, milky green, milky beige, and then you can swap them up. And you can even buy more of their colors to kind of use it as a pen that you can put it into your pencil case and then take it around. So I thought that was a cool idea. I even got these paper index clips. It comes with 3 colors just to kind of put all the papers together. I thought it would be lovely, and they are paper and they are freaking cute. Look at that, cats. I love cats. Okay, and then next, nice taku. This keeps on coming back in my videos, I think, but it's double-sided tape and I just love it. It's so easy to use. It outbeats everything that I've used so far in every country that I lived. So nice taku, very good. And then here is Koko Fusen. I thought it was so cute. We call it fusen. These, what do you call, like, I don't know what you call them in English. This is a pen that I got for this diary. It basically erases. I don't know if it's a thing in the United States, but, or elsewhere, but you write and then you can erase it with friction. So I've been using this pen for more than, I think, 13 years or so, and I just love it. So I just got it again, but in a different kind of shaped pen. They call Friction. This diary basically costs this. These are equal, almost equal in value. So let me go over what this is and why it's quite expensive. So it's called Sita Diary. I have been looking for a diary that is vertical, but I want it to have a bit of a motivator factor as well as like an hourly time slot so I can micromanage my schedule. It is Japanese, but basically it comes with the yearly 2026, 27, 28, and then it goes into the full month calendar of 2026, and then it goes into each month with like a vertical tracking system, so you can write down like maybe your family, what you want to achieve or something like that, and track that, or even your health or your art business or whatnot, and then keep tracking it like this on a daily basis, how a project is going. So that's cool. And then you get a full month view here with some spaces on the bottom, and then next you get into like a hourly for each day, which is great. And then this one, it says waku waku listo, which is like what makes you kind of motivated, so I can list those up and when it's happening. So for me, there's a Kenmore show that starts in April, so I'm getting ready for that. I'm gonna have my first ever artist talk, which I'm like really nervous about, but that'll be cool. I have tons more I have to start writing into. So that's the general feel of this book. Let's hope I keep track of my life here. And then this is kind of like away from art, so to speak, but I always get these premium glass screen filtering things for my phone because I want to cut the blue light and I don't want people to be looking on my screen so much and so forth. And I don't know, because I grew up in Japan, I just love Japanese stuff and I trust them. So I always get this when I go back. I lose many things over the year, and phone being one of them and keys being one of them. So I thought, why not just get this? Now I saw this and I thought it was so cute. It's basically like a strap. I'm using my phone right now here, but what it does is that I have like this thing that attaches inside the cover. So ultimately they give you something. If you don't have a case from them, then there is something that sticks out here, and then you'll lock it in with this, and then basically your phone becomes your bag. And I just thought this was so cute. And apparently it's an Osaka brand, so I'm very proud of it. So I got this, and then I got a phone case, a leather one. The company of this strap is called Asine, which is this one. Such a cute dog. And then the leather phone cover was Aju, I think. And apparently they always sell these two together in one shop. So if you go to Osaka, I think you can see it. But anyways, I just thought it was such a great idea. So I can put my cards, my business cards, and then my key, and then I can just put these straps inside like this. And then voila, it becomes like my bag. Now I probably use like 2 months worth of my allowance. So anyways, that's all. That's everything that I got. Hope you enjoyed it. And then for the next video, I'll be swatching and actually using these supplies in the next video. Tell me one item that you're curious about and I'll get into testing those.